Hey ladies and gents, this is Linda Chic 777, and I'm coming back at you with another project that a friend of mine had asked me to make. If you missed the first video, I will put the link down below. She asked me to make 3 gifts for her to give out at Christmas, for 3 things for her to give as gifts out at Christmas, I guess I should say. And this last gift is, I altered a canvas and she wanted it in pinks, and it was for her sister, so she wanted a quote on there that she often said to her sister. So I hope she likes it. I really love how it came out, and I will move my sign out of the way and show you what I came up with. I worked with a 6x6 canvas, and this is the canvas. The paper I used was die cuts with a view, and I think it was their French country stack. It's a couple of years old, maybe 3 years old. We all went just goo-goo over it when it came out, and of course I still have it and pull it out every now and then. And what I did was I actually did the paper transfer technique to put it onto the canvas. I love doing this because it makes like the paper is just melted onto the canvas, as opposed to, let me show you the back. I covered the back because I didn't want the inside of the canvas to be seen, the raw edges, so I just covered it. I just glued the paper onto the back, and then of course put my little tag on there. But you can see the difference where it's like glued on versus on the, this side where it looks like it's melted onto the canvas. And I did as I normally do. I sewed the edges of my paper, and then I laid it onto the canvas. What you do, there's lots of videos out there. If you just, do a search on YouTube for paper transfer technique, you'll find it. But what you do is, I use Prima 3D matte gel, and I laid a really thick layer on all the sides and of course the front. And then what I do is I cut my paper separate. I cut my paper for each piece of the side and then for the front piece. Okay, and then you lay this kind of heavy down onto the canvas, and then you lay your paper face down onto the canvas, the right side that you want to see, when you expose that onto the canvas. If it's double-sided, lay the side that you want showing when your project is complete, lay that side down onto the canvas, and you rub it really hard, get it really sealed on the edges, and then you let it sit overnight. 24 hours. You have to be patient. And then you take like a wet sponge or your fingers, and you just slowly start rubbing in circles, and you keep rubbing and rubbing and rubbing until you rub that top layer of paper off and expose the layer that you want to see. And it takes a while to do this, and it's a big mess, but it's just beautiful when it's done. Okay, so what I did on the front here, and I like when you rub, sometimes when you rub, some of it kind of rubs off because you get rubbing a little bit too hard. I don't mind that because it just lends to the distressed look of this project or any project that I'm working on. So, and I like where some of it rubbed off and all that's left is kind of the string from the, the thread from where I sewed the paper. I just think that looks really cool. Anyway, so I started layering with this doily on top that I cut apart from an old tablecloth. And then on top of that, I laid a Prima clock face and Prima clock hands from Renee Bouquet's Etsy shop. And then on top of that, I laid a Prima resin frame, also from Renee's shop. And then I layered a bunch of Wild Orchid Craft and Prima flowers from my stash, actually. And then a couple of Wild Orchid Craft flowers that Jay Zella gave me from Lavish Laces, and these can be found in her shop. And then I layered a beautiful ivory chiffon flower from Renee Bouquet's shop. Just love it, and I love the bling in the center. Love these flowers. I layered also, she said her and her sister have a thing about bluebirds. And I said, well, I don't really have bluebirds, but I can put a bird on the project. So this is the reason I have like a little Prima resin bird on the project. I layered a Frank Garcia, one of his memory hardware pieces on here. It looks like a little door knocker, and then on that I have a little key And I purposefully chose like a little thin small key because that way when it laid down, you could still kind of see the quote through it. I didn't want the key really bulky where it really covered up her quote. And then on top of the flowers, this You and Me is just one of those wood words from Michael's $1.50 bin, and I painted it white. In the corner here, I did a little May Arts silk ribbon in a bow in a real pretty pink color. And then right down kind of in the corner of this canvas, I've got one of the Prima metal door locks. And then all over in places, I used Rene Bouquet's glitter glass with matte gel, matte medium gel. The gel I just showed you, I use that as an adhesive, and then I pour the glitter on top. So I've got that all over in places just to give it a real pretty, shabby, romantic. I hesitate to say romantic feel because it's really for a sister, but you know what I'm saying. It just gives it an elegant feel, I guess I should say, and a nice, beautiful, just shabby look to it. And then I've also got some of these Wild Orchid Craft leaves tucked in, and these came from Lavish Laces. Okay, and then for the quote that she wanted me to put on her project, I printed that on a transparency. And to glue it down, when you're using transparency, you will see the glue. So what I did is I glued it in two places, right here, kind of at the tip top at the edge. And then to cover that glue, I use glitter glass, so it will cover it. And then the other glue is at the edge on this side, and I covered it with this metal door lock here and then some more glitter glass. And in the quote that she wanted says, "There were never such devoted sisters." Okay? And so I put that on there for her, and I really, really hope she likes this as much as I do. I just think it came out just so feminine and just so beautiful. I just think it's a nice piece of work, and I hope she'll be happy with it. Love working with 6x6 canvas. They are one of my favorite size canvases to work with because they're small. You can get quite a bit on it, as you can see. It packs a statement when you work with it, and you can get it done quickly. I was able to, one evening I put the paper on, did the transfer. Then the next night I, rubbed it all off, and then tonight I got all this stuff done in just a couple of hours. So it really doesn't take that long. If you didn't do the paper transfer, you could probably get it done in about 3 hours, depending. But it's just a really nice, quick, easy, beautiful project when you're done. So anyway, I will have the links down below to Lavish Laces and Rene Bouquet's. I think that's about it, unless I forgot something that I may have said at the beginning. Did I say I was going to put any other links down there? I don't think I did. I'll listen to this video before I load it and make sure I didn't promise saying I'd put another link down there, because I always want to make sure I put any links down there I promise that I will put down there. Anyway, I thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.